Good morning and welcome to this translation into English electronic lesson. Previous lessons we talked about different topics. We talked about topics related to disasters, crimes, related to law, related to I don't remember if we talked about personality. So there were a lot of topics which would be what you call it, like a fortune for the mid-year exams, mid-semester exams. So get prepared and be ready for the mid-year or the mid-semester exams. With today's lesson, it's about media related vocabularies. The vocabularies that you need when you talk about the media or when you talk about the news, when you talk about TV channels, and so on. First word is the word journalist. The second is activist. The third is correspondent. And fourth is anchor. Fifth is commercial or commercial. And then the sixth or the seventh, I forgot the count, is the documentary. And the next is, which I haven't written the Kurdish translation for, coverage, which is Rumal Kiran. Rojnamavon, as it says, journalist, chalagvan, activist, peyamner, correspondent, peshkeshker, anchor, reclam, commercial, and then documentary is also documentary. The next is coverage, Rumal Kiran. Okay? So, let me just read the first passage. The second passage will be, what do you call it? And it'll be a homework, a take-home homework for you to translate into English and submit it in due time. But it'll only be this passage. It's a short passage because I know you're one step away from the mid-semester exams. So this is why I will not make your duty hefty. I'll not make your duty cumbersome. So let me just read the passage, the first passage, and also some of the names I have changed so that the personality of the people in real life is obscured. So let's get it going. پیشکشگر نوچه کانال رودو. I will only read the passage and I'll see the difficult vocabularies and I'll translate them in case I have not put any of the vocabularies in the word bank where you have the translation in the word which is the equivalent of it. نکات گل پیامنری کانالی است سوارتی نه کشیا غازی. Kesha in English is issue or the crisis. Although crisis tends to be graver, crisis is, when you use the word crisis, you mean something stronger than an issue. But here you only use the word issue, gas issue, okay, or LPG issue, because when you say gas, that's a broad vocabulary, that's a broad terminology. Liquid petroleum gas would be the correct terminology to describe gaz, which we use commonly in our kitchens for cooking. Buchun is people's opinions. People's opinions. It's a political issue. On the other hand, Chalagvan, as we said, is an activist. Rojnamavan, on the other hand, is the journalist. Again, this isn't Sabah Raziki. I've changed the name of the real person because he's a real figure and I don't really want to use his name in the passage to maintain the anonymity of their personalities or their selves. Now this could be a bit of a stretcher, a hand stretcher. Is to ask for their rights, to fight for their rights. It depends. When you say ask for your rights, it means you're asking for your rights in a peaceful manner. When you say fight for your rights, while it also may imply that you're asking some people to do it peacefully, but it may also be misunderstood to do something by means of force, forcefully, that is. Okay. What about the شکداری partake, the partake خوپیشاندان دا بکن. خوپیشاندان دا, what is خوپیشاندان? You have the word demonstration and you have the word, you have two words. You have demonstration and you have the word protest. And I'm not sure if I've explained this in the classroom, but many people say that when you use the word demonstration, it means it's a peaceful demonstration. It's a peaceful one. Demonstration. And some people say if you use the word protest, it means it's actually a violent one, which involves vandalism, involves violent activities and so on. But I highly disagree with this difference between the two, because I'm pretty sure people interchangeably use the words. They use one to mean the other. So it's really it's like running in circles. It's a useless duty to see if there is in fact a difference between protest and the other one, which is demonstration. For me, both of them mean the same thing. A demonstration could be a violent one. A protest could be violent as well. Let me just recap again. Peshkeshkere nuchean. Peshkeshker, we said anchor, news anchor. Nuche is news. Nuche, news anchor of Ruda Canal is with Peyamner. What is a Peyamner? We said correspondent. The TV's correspondent regarding the gas issue or the gas crisis. The correspondent shows that according to the people's opinions that the LPG or the liquid petroleum gas problem is a political problem. Is a political problem. On the other hand, or you can say however, or you can say notwithstanding this, Chalagvan Urujnamavan, activist and journalist Sabah Raziki, has asked the people to call for their rights, to ask for their rights or to fight for their rights. The second na is extra and it should be removed here. Bekanjik, it's not bekan, it's began. Okay. So Sabah Raziki has asked people to take part in protests or demonstrations to ask for their rights, to get their rights, to fight for their rights. All of these expressions are correct in talking about, in translating that sentence. I will just read the second passage, but I will not translate it. It's your duty to do that. I think it's pretty short. And I also believe that the vocabularies used are extremely, well, I shouldn't really use adverbs of frequency, but adverbs that imply something difficult or easy. But I do tell you that this passage is pretty simple and it's straightforward. روزنامه‌وانێکی سربەخۆ دۆکیومنتەریەک سربەخۆ. Okay, I didn't write this word. روزنامه‌وانێکی سربەخۆ would be translated to freelance journalist. A freelancer is a person who works for free, who works for no established companies, no established TV news and so on. Freelance journalist. روزنامه‌وانێکی سربەخۆ. While you can say independent journalist, but it's better to translate it to freelance journalist. باشتر او تو بيجي freelance journalist. Freelance journalist يعني او کسی نوید بخو کار دکن بوچه دزگهن یت اعلامی یت روزنامه‌وانی کار نکن. documentary vaculeri da investigative ku gelek reklamin dihena nemayish kirin many commercials okay kanalet as nemayish kirin you can say broadcast nemayish kirin broadcast it's one word by the way although it's two syllables but it's one word broadcast and you in the three forms of present past and past perfect is broadcast it's not broadcasted that's wrong broadcast okay broadcast زیانه درونی psychological or it causes psychological effects okay or adverse psychological effects report you know what report is report canal is channel nuchayako news bapalahot what is bapala in English I forgot what is it it's early morning so I'm not sure but wait it's always like on the tip of my tongue but because I haven't watched news in the past I don't know how many months so I forgot what it is what is that word I forgot anyways I'll come back to that word and see what it means in English so what it is in English okay what else let's see we said namayish kiran is broadcast owners sikala is what is sikala is have filed a report okay against filed a report against this Rojnamavan is journalist Lahai is a place in a country in Europe I forgot it's not you cannot transliterate it has to be translated Lahai is in Arabic and in Kurdish and in English it's known as The Hague okay The Hague I forgot in what country it is but yes now I remember Bapala is breaking news okay Bapala is breaking news let's go back to Lahai is The Hague Navodengin one reputation in this case Navodeng reputation okay so now I've given you most of the vocabularies that you need to translate this passage with I kindly ask you to do two things before you translate this passage into English make sure you do your test and I wish you good luck and with that being said thank you very much for paying attention in case you are even watching this video some of you I'm pretty sure will not but it's up to them who does themselves harm it's only the person who does not watch it again who does themselves harm it's the person who doesn't watch it well thank you very much for paying attention and